Hey friend, welcome to Soulvine. This is Jamie. We are checking in Pisces for your energies. Sun, moon and rising will be the most dominant. We'll check out what's going on for the week ahead. Already Mercury retrograde has been playing some fun and games. Other recordings just again disappearing on me. So thanks for your patience as videos come on through. If you're new here and feel connected, subscribe to the channel or like what you see. It helps us stay connected and in sync for the energy. All right, let's take a peek, Pisces. What do we need to know here today? Current energies, thank you. We've got Four of Cups, Queen of Swords, and Knight of Swords energy. Let's dive in a little bit more for the current energies and see what's going on. Excuse me. Ooh. Excuse me, thanks. Oh. We have got the Six of Pentacles, the Emperor energy. Let's see where this is taking us. The Eight of Cups. One more, thank you, Spirit. Okay, we've got the Eight of Wands with the World energy. And then the Ace of Cups. Okay, let's have a look, a little peek underneath. We've got Three of Pentacles. All right. Energy, what is going on here for our Pisces? Just remember, this is a general read. Not everything may resonate, so only take what does, and let's manifest the things you do desire. Now, Four of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Ugh. I'm saying ugh because I'm feeling like there's this situation right now where you may be just not feeling really connected to something that you're wanting to do. It's like you've got this drive, you've got this motivation, you've got these ideas, you've got this ambition, but there's also this element, maybe you're not seeing or feeling the movement with it. So maybe you're not trying to get excited, maybe you're trying to, stay logical, make really smart decisions as you're stepping forward. I do think this is, potentially challenging the emotional connection and also the drive, the action of doing here, something that you're wanting to achieve. I feel like there could be a lot of conversations. And right now, even though there is this, there's these ideas or this thinking around a subject, around a person or around a situation, I just feel right now it's just not hitting the mark in some way. That's how this energy is coming across. And maybe you're trying to find that solution where, let's say, for example, that you're trying to find a solution maybe through your work. Maybe it's a business that you're, stepping into. Maybe it's dealing with someone. Whatever this is, it's something that needs a connection point through trying to find a solution, okay? And whatever this solution is, I feel like there's a little back and forth in energy, but again, there's not this emotional depth to it. It's more on the thinking element, thinking aspects, trying to figure out a plan or a solution. And maybe too, you're quite focused right now on the road there, but it just seems like something's missing the mark here. With the Six of Pentacles, the Emperor energy, and the Eight of Cups, I feel like with some news that potentially comes through here or some conversation that you have, you're going to get like a good energy step in here, okay? And what I mean by good energy, could it be an idea that drops in? It could be someone, when they share something with you or you see something online, there's a little click. And it's like, oh, okay, what can I do with this? And I just had deja vu. So I feel like for some of you, this could have already happened, or you've been in a similar timeline at some point in your life, and it's showing up here. And whatever comes through, again, it's something that's going to give a bit more energy to whatever you're wanting to do next. And with this Emperor energy in the center, it's a lot around control, all around determination, a lot around making things happen. Aries energy is all about focus, discipline, and just having a pretty solid structure on how something's going to roll here. With the Eight of Cups, I do like it because it's letting us know that this is also disconnection. This is also needing change, something missing. And I feel like you're shifting away from certain parts that perhaps haven't been happening, haven't happened, or and what I mean by that, maybe there's some things or people or situations you've been relying upon, and you recognize here that if you keep waiting or keep hoping, that it's just going to keep putting you behind. So, and this is what I feel like I said, a lot of thoughts, a lot of thinking around a situation, but I don't feel a lot of activity is actually happening. But something here you choose to let go of, to allow it just to let it be. And I feel like that's when something steps in and steps open and allows you to really start driving something forward with this Eight of Wands, the World energy, and the Ace of Cups. It's now the openness, the permission to go do. It's like you're giving yourself the permission now. It's like you've made a solid decision here. You had to make a decision. You had to take back the reins here in some way, or that's what Spirit's asking you to really step forward. You recognize there's a disconnect. There's not this yes energy. And that's what you probably need, Pisces, to know, okay, I'm in flow. This is where I'm meant to be. This is who I'm meant to be doing it with. And like I said, whatever happens next here, when you let this go and leave something behind, is that the openness, the connection, the flow. It's like things just start progressing and moving forward. And that's when you get into this energy of, hang on, I am moving through the right door. I am moving through the right path. And sometimes it can be our energy. Sometimes it can be a person. Sometimes it can be, just trying to you're knocking on a door that potentially doesn't want to open for you, and it's for a certain reason. And I feel something's coming through here that's going to shine a light to help you understand, okay, no, this is where I am meant to be going. So I feel like there's going to be a little shift here, a little change that allows this energy to pick up speed, it's interesting, the word it's giving me is entitlement, and I'm taking it more so in the sense of, again, giving yourself permission to go this route and to go this direction, and like you don't need it off anybody else. And the world is opening those doors, is opening that path, and you're kind of pushing out the heavy weight that's not meant to be there. And this is where it's opening up this beautiful energy for you, this like yes energy that you've been waiting for, because I feel like that's what you've been waiting for, and just something hasn't clicked, and something does all of a sudden click here, and that's what's showing up currently in the energy. So if you've been a little bit down and out, or not seeing progress, and just trying to get really intellectual in terms of your approach towards something, but the heartbeat's missing, I think you're going to find a turnaround here, okay? Because I know that's not how you fully operate. You need heart and soul in whatever that you're doing, Pisces. It's part of your core and makeup. So you can do this for a while, but after a while, if it's missing that soulful, heart-led component, it's not enough. And I think that's what you're recognizing here. Let's have a look underneath the influence and the challenge, and then we'll dive in further. Okay, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. We've got the Nine of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. And then we've got the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. So when we connect to this, what I really like underneath what's happening is there is some work or something that you want to be doing, or you're being called to do and put time, effort, and energy in. And this is something that you enjoy doing, something that you're good at. It's like part of your skill set, part of what makes up your flowy energy. And I feel the more that you focus on that and your skills and your expertise, this is where things open up and allow you to drive forward. And this is what it could be. Maybe you're trying to start something new or do something, and there's a little something out of alignment, and you're trying to find a solution, a logical solution, which you can. There's no doubt you can, but there's something that I think feedback or information that you keep hitting some wall or keep getting a little frustrated about. And I feel this is where things are shifting and turning around. And if you haven't got the sign yet, you will get the sign, okay? Because whatever this is about your masterful skill, what naturally drives and motivates you when you're doing it. And I feel that is what's going to turn things around. And this is where the opportunity is going to step on in. Along with this opportunity, with the 10 of Pentacles also showing up here, it's going to put you in a very significant position, okay, that I feel is going to open doors. It's going to provide for you in new ways. I mean, you've got very strong Pentacle energy here, okay? So, yeah, I feel the right news, the right information, the thing that you need to expand this opportunity or expand the stability around your home front, around your finances, whatever it may be, it's coming through. It's like the sign of we're heading in the right direction here. So keep working on this part of you. I know sometimes, we can be taught or learn things from other people, but if it doesn't feel in alignment for you, maybe it could be practice, maybe it could be crafting your skill. But sometimes it's because you've got a unique way or an understanding of how something should work. And if that's more in alignment, listen to yourself. And that's where your unique edge comes in, okay? Let's dive in a little more and see where this is all going. Yeah, look at this. You've got the 6 of Swords. You've got the 7 of Swords. You've got the 3 of Pentacles. You've got the Hanged Man. 2 more, thank you, Spirit. You've got the 3 of Swords. And then we've got the Star energy. Underneath is the 7 of Wands. Okay. So there is a little bit of, this is just the beginning energy. And what I mean by that is whatever you end up coming into or learning or finding yourself in a place, like I said, that something just starts moving forward and there's this amazing opportunity in front of you or something that captures your attention. And again, there's this flow and energy to it that gives you that yes energy. It puts you on a new path. And I feel like it brings a little bit more peace than that's potentially been here, because I think there's overwork right now on thoughts and solutions, and that's great, because the Queen of Swords is very articulate, very constructive, but sometimes that criticism that can come through, especially when there's information coming from all different places, with the type of energy that you are, Pisces, sometimes that energy again doesn't necessarily bring the full flow and the full encompassing genius or elements of who you are into the things that that makes you. So, and like I said, I'm just noticing this, but there is going to be a shift here. And I think with this shift, it's getting at the strategic element of what you're doing is going to be an important piece here. Sometimes, you've got to tap into parts of you that it's interesting. It's like that well, but you keep forgetting about yourself, right? The things that you've accomplished, what you've been through. Sometimes we feel like we need to recreate the wheel and it's not necessary. It's tapping into parts of us that we know. Tapping into parts of us that can stretch ourselves, stepping into parts of us that sometimes, we need to get a little outside our comfort zone to keep pushing ourselves forward. But you have it within you. You've done it before and you can do it again. And with this 3 of Pentacles with the Hanged Man, there is something here about the way of working with people and the way to build on something here that you seem to be looking at, or it's going to position you to really look at it here from an arm's length approach, because the Hanged Man is Piscean energy. Again, But there's a little bit of doubt that seems to be around this situation. And whatever this doubt is, you know, maybe you could be questioning what is someone's motive, what is someone's agenda, you know, whether or not you trust this person and working with them or going this route or building and growing with them. You know, there could be a few question marks going on here around, you know, this potential partnership, this potential opportunity, whether this is on the work front, but it seems to be more around your skills and your ambition that's coming up right now and finding a solution around something. And I just feel here that you're really checking in on, I think, your own self and trust in self, but also, you know, what you're noticing and seeing around you. The Queen of Swords is paying attention to what's happening in the room, okay? So I don't know if you're being met right now with certain people just, you know, delivering messages, news, information that again is just not hitting the mark. But eventually something will give, okay? But I think there's this element too of, do you actually want to put time and effort into certain things, to certain people? Do they have the same intentions you have in growing and building, you know, a stable foundation for whatever this is for you right now? Because I can see here that for some of you, there could have been an area of your life, or there is an area of your life right now that has been challenging, and maybe you feel like you haven't been able to get it off the ground. Maybe you feel like that no matter what you do, you just can't seem to surpass this mountain or this emotional blockage that is happening here. And I feel like with this, the more determined that you are and the more that you push through, you will find yourself, you know, in a really positive place. But again, I think it's going to be how you look at things, your approach towards things, and also paying attention to the energy of it. That's going to be critical here, the energy of it, because the energy right now I can tell is not really there. And whatever this shift is then opens that up. But it's still asking you, even though you get to this next stage or next level, or you push through to more news, more information, momentum being built, there's still something here that's kind of saying it's not a time to rest. We now need to, you know, buckle up here and buckle up a little bit more and start getting a little bit more strategic in what we're doing next and how we work on this, how we grow on this. But I feel like you're getting like a yes energy or a yes commitment or a kind of a tick of approval towards a certain direction. But there's still, like I said, more work to do right now. And I can see here that you don't want to be disappointed, you don't want to be let down, and that's obvious, I think, for all of us. But you're a little bit more aware of your surroundings and of people. And I like that you're choosing to take a step back to really assess the situation and what to do next. But like I said, the more that you stay positive in the energy and keep pulling that in, I feel like you'll start seeing that the little hardships or those little difficulties or those little discrepancies that you've been experiencing, or that energy that just hasn't been giving you that yesness, will come through. Underneath, you do have the Seven of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Strength energy, which is letting us know too, you know, it's okay to protect the things that are important to you. It's also okay to, you know, stand up for what you believe in. And I think the more that you come with your emotional quotient on a high level, you know, being emotionally connected, emotionally in charge of yourself and the situation, I feel you will learn how to really influence this situation, and you really know how to get the win-win that you're seeking in the long term around this, okay? But I do feel like there is work, a lot of work required, and that work is just more extending yourself and stretching yourself, I think, in new ways, but also being honest with yourself on how it's feeling when you're in it. Is it, you know, it's like I said, is it the doors are closed, or the, you know, getting over a certain hurdle, breaking through that? Like, what are the reasons that it's hard? Are you in flow? Do you keep questioning it? Because sometimes when we keep questioning something, it's telling us a lot. It's either telling us a lot about that situation or telling us a lot about ourselves, and where we sometimes have to listen and pay attention to, because it's very easy to keep thinking oh, that's just not meant for me. What if it's meant for you to do something a little bit different, to tap more into yourself, to give yourself permission to do certain things that perhaps you weren't willing to do before, or didn't realize that's the needle that was going to push something forward. And sometimes it is those, those situations that the freedom of our choice, which is also sometimes a permission we need to give ourselves at the same time. So Pisces, there we have it. What's your next move? Because there is something coming on through. There is something that wants to show up here for you. Let me get you a couple of Moonology cards to get you a little bit more guidance regarding this situation. The energy is gaining momentum, and we see that here. But there is a shift needed as well, or a change in something, or a change will naturally evolve here. We've got, don't let your past hold you back. We can see a little bit of this here, some reflection on a circumstance where you've been before. And we've got a full moon in Leo. We are just in Leo season, but don't let pride get in your way. This is a full moon in Leo. We're just in the new moon right now. With the pride piece, what's coming through here is just this Queen of Swords keeps staring at me. And I feel with this, don't let pride get in your way. Not everything is going to be a logical decision. While, it's great to use our logic and be connected and things make sense and there's rationale behind it, there's also this element too of trusting within yourself, and don't be afraid to make changes or to walk away or to step into things differently because it's not following the status quo. I feel like this is going to be an important piece to this navigation of this, as you're navigating this experience anyway, because there is something here that you may have to let someone know that could be in a little bit more, authority in terms of, especially if it's in the workplace, maybe it's a boss, maybe it's a parent, maybe, there's someone that, normally rules the roost in some regard in terms of what you've been in. It's you pulling back that power and making decisions that you see as ideal or fit or needed. And I feel like, by sometimes changing that up and bringing that perspective allows things to move forward in a different way. There's something strategic you're doing here, which I can see, that's going to allow this to open up. And maybe that's part of, having a think about those things that just don't feel connected for you right now. Like, why doesn't it feel connected? What is missing? And I think that's something important to reflect upon. You don't have to keep pushing through to prove yourself you can succeed if something is telling you otherwise, Sometimes we feel like we just have to keep going because that's, how we're built or what we're told, or that's what a winner would do. It's not always the case. Sometimes the hardest decisions are saying no. Sometimes the hardest decisions are challenging the thinking. Sometimes the hardest decisions are having those hard conversations, but whatever this part is that you do next, I feel it's going to change the trajectory in a really positive light. And it is getting more connected to doing the things that actually make you happy and make you feel connected to who you are and what you produce in the world. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, dear friend. As always, appreciate you being here, and I look forward to connecting with you tomorrow. Bye.